Good morning, I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is courtroom 1, session 1. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Good morning, Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Takira Watson on behalf of the state.
Thank you. Sir, good morning, your name? So you have to tell me, you have to look up here. Sir, good morning.
My name's Sylvester Blue.
Thank you, sir. You are here in 19 MM 714. You were arrested for exposure of sexual organs.
Huh?
There's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Blue?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer was an adjudication of guilt with 4 days with credit time served, court costs.
Mr. Blue, did you want to take the offer?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll need you to sign the plea form, please. Mr. Blue, did you read the plea form before you signed it, sir?
Yeah. That's all. I read everything.
All right. Do you have any questions?
No, I heard remember they cleared. She asked me for doing that. Remember they cleared. She asked me for doing that. From the 17th.
May I have a moment?
Yes, please.
Yeah, she said they were still
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes, we're ready.
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Blue, did you have any questions about anything on the form?
Hmm?
Do you have any questions about anything on the form?
No. I got no question.
No questions?
No question.
All right. Ms. Haley Witten in the state, would you approach, please?
Yes.
Thank you. I think that's the best place. Okay, thank you. And at that time, it would be time served anyway.
Okay.
So if we did Monday,
Okay. May I have a moment just to?
we're gonna recess. We're resetting him for Monday. Thank you, Mr. Blue. I just had her redo the order, so there's no finding made. It can be his IA on Monday.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Good morning, your name?
Damian Robbins.
Mr. Robbins, this is case number 19MM9029. You were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause. You didn't fill out the application for the public defender. Did you want a lawyer to help you with your case this morning?
Yes,
Okay, I'll appoint. Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. So I did see your application over here. Was there an offer for Mr. Robbins?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer would be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to scene and court costs.
May I have a moment?
Yes.
Thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Robbins will accept the offer, plea no
Alright,
contest.
Thank you. Sir, I just need you to sign the plea form, please. Mr. Robbins, did you read the plea form, sir?
I already know what it's for. I've been through this too many times.
Okay. Do you have any questions about anything that's on the form, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you also understand that a petty theft is an enhanceable offense?
Yes.
Okay, so the next time you are arrested for petty theft and you enter a plea and are convicted, it'll be a first-degree misdemeanor, and then after that, it will be a felony. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You are not to, the merchandise was returned to. You're not to return to the 7-Eleven in the area of Bonneville and Model Road. You will have to pay court costs, which are due by November 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Thaddeus Darden.
Well, Mr. Raymond.
Mr. Raymond refused, Your Honor.
Well, yesterday he was mental health, so I'll reset his case one more time for tomorrow. And you're Mr. Darden?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are here in 19 CF 15473. You are arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. Your application for the public defender indicates you make $1,100 every 2 weeks. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am, sometimes. I'm a seasonal worker, ma'am, so that's not all the time. I don't have a full-time job. I build festivals and concerts. I'm down here doing EDC right now.
I see, okay. Well, I'm gonna appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is gonna be 1,000. Your bond on count 2 will be 100.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
It's okay.
Good morning, your name?
Livingston, Dodar.
Sir, this is 19 CF 15468. You were arrested for possession of ecstasy, there's probable cause. I'm going to appoint a public defender to represent you.
Miss, what is probable cause?
Excuse me?
What is probable cause?
It means that the facts that are written in this affidavit establish that a crime was committed.
I was committing a crime? What crime
Yes,
was I
it-
committing?
Possessing ecstasy for Molly.
Oh,
Okay, so I'm not saying it's true, I'm just saying what's written here would establish that, okay? Mr. Goddard, I'm gonna release you though on your own recognizance at this time, which means that you have to come back to court on the court date that is, going to be told to you by your attorney and by the clerk's office. You need to contact them within 24 hours of your release, do you understand?
okay.
Okay. Sir, good morning, your name?
Good morning, Your Honor. Raul Carry on Horton.
Thank you, sir. This is 19 CF 15447. You've been arrested for second-degree murder. There is probable cause. Sir, were you going to hire a lawyer to represent you, or do you want me to appoint the public defender?
I have a lawyer for my other case. I don't know if he would be the one that would be representing me as well in this one.
I don't know. You typically have to hire a lawyer for each case.
Oh, okay.
Who's representing you on a different case?
Mandel Law Firm. Richard
Robert?
Parker. Richard B. Parker.
He has regional conflict counsel.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, for now, sir, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you on this matter. If they want to represent you in this case, then they can file a notice of appearance and the public defender can withdraw.
Okay.
Okay? Steve, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Given the nature of the offense, the facts of the case, and the forensic evidence that was observed at the crime scene and the statements that were made, the state would argue that the defendant should be held at no bond.
Okay. Are you stating that you believe that the facts in the affidavit rise to prove evident or presumption?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Haley?
Your Honor, I don't believe that the facts within the affidavit rises to proof evident presumption grade. The defendant made statements which established a defense, specifically self-defense. There's no legally sufficient evidence inside of the affidavit to contradict his defense at this time, and it is our position that the proof cannot be considered great or the proof cannot be considered great or the presumption evident here.
I find that there is proof evident or presumption grade. There's an additional witness that's in the affidavit that does contradict the defendant's statements. So at this time, I'm going to hold Mr. Horton at no bond. Sir, you're not to have any contact with Edward Horton. You are not to have any contact with Allie King. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. And I believe that's all. Thank you. Dexter, is Edward in the hospital? Edward Horton?
No, he's here.
Oh, okay. I just had him next up, so I just, he was just next on my list, that's why I asked. Okay, no problem. I'll just set him to the side and wherever he is fine. I just was confused about where it was in my list.
He's on his way.
Okay, no problem. Sir, good morning. Your name? Your name?
Stanley Simpson.
Mr. Simpson, you're here in 19 MO 1817. You were arrested for camping. There is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender. Was there an offer for Mr. Simpson?
Yes, Your Honor. The offer would be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, and court costs.
Did you want to accept the offer, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, I'll just need you to sign the plea form, please. Sir, did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up on the plea form?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation? Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, sir, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs which are due by November 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, good morning. Your name?
Christopher McNeely.
McNeely, Mr. McNeely? This is 19 MM 9026. You are arrested for petty theft. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Mr. McNeely?
No, Your Honor, the state does not have an offer.
Mr. McNeely, you can't return to the Walmart at 3101 West Princeton Street. Your bond is $250. I'm not going to take any action on the out-on bond case. Sir, you do have reporting requirements when you're released from the jail. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Anthony Barber, ma'am.
Mr. Barber, this is 19 CF 15480. You were arrested for possession of a concealed weapon or firearm by a convicted felon, possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, possession of cannabis with intent to sell or deliver with a weapon, possession of cannabis greater than 20 grams, and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause for the offenses. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Actually, sir, you didn't fill out the application, did you? Mr. Barber? Mr. Barber, were you gonna hire a lawyer or?
Yes, I have Jaya Balani.
Okay, so you're gonna get in contact with her on this new case as well? All right, sir.
Excuse me, Your Honor. You said that they found probable cause, but if you read the affidavit, okay, they have a call for 10:37. They arrived at 10:35.
I'm not talking about a motion to suppress that.
No. I don't want a motion to suppress evidence. You saying that they had probable cause to get me, which,
I'm saying there's probable cause, no, that's different. I'm saying that there's probable cause for the offenses for which they arrested you for.
oh, okay, I understand.
You understand?
Yeah.
Okay. So, count one, bond is gonna be 150. Count two, bond is 150. Count three, bond is going to be 10,000. Count four, bond is going to be 150. Count five, bond is going to be 100. I am gonna revoke the bond in 18 CF 17498. That bond is gonna be set at none. You need to get in touch with Ms. Balani.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Good morning, your name?
Charlie Brown.
Sir, this is 19 CF 15479. You were arrested for aggravated fleeing and eluding with injury or property damage and possession of ecstasy. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. Your bond on count one is going to be $3,500. Your bond on count two is $150. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Andrew Carwise.
Mr. Carwise, this is 19 CF 15489. You were arrested for robbery with a deadly weapon. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I'm gonna set your bond at $2,500. I'm not gonna take any action on your out on bond case, sir. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms, you're not to return to the Orange Inn, and you're not to have any contact with Joshua Thayer. Okay? Sir, if I were you, if he returned to my property, I would just call the police. Okay? Thank you.
Mr. Charlemagne's mental health, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Haling, I'm gonna appoint your office, do you want me to do his initial appearance and, so he
Yes,
doesn't
Your
have the
Honor.
initial appearance hold, okay. This is 19 CF 15470. Mr. Charlemagne was arrested for resisting officer with violence, resisting officer without violence and disorderly intoxication. There is probable cause. As I said, I'll appoint the public defender. I'm gonna stay the bonds at $1,000 on count 1 and 100 on count 2 and 3. Good morning, your name, sir?
Timothy Charles.
Mr. Childs, you're here in 19 CF 14916. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for fleeing and eluding. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond, sir, is $4,500.
I just finished that. I haven't been able to work because I had a bad accident with my feet,
Yeah.
and I don't have no kind of income right now, and I just bonded out on this same kind of charge not too long ago, and they dropped the charges.
They did not drop the charges.
No, I said I had a prior, like, I was just in here for these kind of same charges, and they dropped them.
You have a pending case. You have an out on bond case. You were arrested on a felony, fleeing and eluding, and they ended up filing on a resisting officer without violence.
Yeah. Yeah, I went to court.
On this?
Yes. I went to
She didn't
court.
take any action on it? Okay, I'm not gonna take any action on the 19 MM 8578. Thank you, Jenny. He was arrested at court yesterday. Good morning, ma'am. Your name?
Jillian Forbes.
Ms. Forbes, you're here at 19 CF 15471. You were arrested for possession of heroin and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is $100. Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, your name? Mr. Geiger, you are here in 19 CF 15472. You were arrested for possession of methamphetamine, possession of drug paraphernalia, trafficking in methamphetamines greater than 28 grams, possession of heroin greater than 10 grams, and trafficking in heroin greater than 14 grams but less than 28 grams. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I do find probable cause. Bond on count 1 is going to be $150. Bond on count 2 will be $100. Bond on count 3 will be $100,000. Bond on count 4 will be $150. Bond on count 5 is going to be $150. And bond on count 6 is going to be $25,000. Sir, you are not to possess or consume any controlled substances without a valid prescription, and you're not to have any contact with any of your co-defendants. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Jesse Hamlin.
Mr. Halen, this is 18 CF 17161. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause capias. The state has filed a 3-count information charging you with burglary of a structure, petty theft, and criminal mischief. You are not to have any contact with Juan Fernandez. You're not to return to the Quick Shop at 7245 Chancery Lane. Your bond on count 1 is $3,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. Your bond on count 3 is $150.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
Sure. I do see he does have the DOC hold. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Wendell Hart.
Mr. Harper, this is 19 CF 15478. You were arrested for carrying a concealed weapon by a convicted felon and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Your bond on count 2 is $150. I am revoking the bond in 19 CF 6434. That will be set at none. Thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Mario Lewis.
Mr. Lewis, this is 19 CF 15458. You were arrested for petty theft with 2 prior convictions pursuant to a probable cause warrant. You're not to return to the Burlington store at 3373 Daniels Road. All right, I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $1,500, sir. Thank you.
Juwan Mills refused, Your Honor.
I'm going to give Mr. Mills an opportunity to come to court tomorrow. I'll be sad one time. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Christopher Plecka.
Mr. Pleka, this is 19 CF 15452. You were arrested for possession of cocaine and possession of drug paraphernalia. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is 500 on count 1, 100 on count 2, and I'm not going to revoke your bond on your out on bond case. Thank you, sir. Good morning. Your name?
Jonathan Reed.
Mr. Reed, this is 19 CF 15475. You were arrested for possession of heroin with intent to sell or deliver. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir, on all of your cases this morning. Bond in that case will be $7,500. 19 CF 15491, you were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for sale and delivery of heroin, 2 counts. Bond on count 1 is $7,500. Bond on count 2 is $150. I'm revoking the bonds in 19 CF 14474 and 19 CF 14473. Those will be set at none.
Even though they hadn't filed on?
You were just arrested in October.
Right, and they never filed on the charge, and they just came with a warrant out of nowhere. They just came with a warrant. I just bonded out, and they came with a warrant.
Well, right, we have a new law offense that's not a warrant arrest, and then you have another warrant. I'm not revoking it because of the warrant. The warrant offense date is before you're out on bond form. The reason I'm revoking it is the 19 CF 15475, which is yesterday.
Did you read the affidavit, ma'am? I wasn't even.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Reynolds?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Reynolds. I will appoint the public defender for all of your cases this morning. You have 19 CF 15414. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of an unoccupied conveyance, grand theft third degree, and criminal mischief. You're not to return to 1815 Acme Street, the Architectural Glass Services, Inc. Bond on count one is 10,000, bond on count two is 150, bond on count three is 100. You have 19 CF 15416. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for burglary of a structure and grand theft, third degree, of a motor vehicle. You're not to return to Florida Universal Roofing. Your bond on count one is 7,500. Your bond on count two is 150. You have 19 CF 15417. You were arrested for burglary of a structure, grand theft, third degree, and criminal mischief pursuant to a probable cause warrant. Bond on count one is 3,500, bond on count two is 150, bond on count three is
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was the last one?
150.
Okay, thank you.
Where was this?
These burglaries are all alleged to have occurred on Acme Street. There's a bunch of commercial businesses on that road, and that's where this is alleged to have occurred. And it's alleged to have occurred during Hurricane Dorian, during the state of emergency.
What date was that? Do you know?
They're all different. This is September 2nd. 19 CF 15418, you were arrested for burglary of an occupied structure, burglary of an occupied structure, 2 counts, grand theft, third degree, criminal mischief, 2 counts. This is on Acme Street as well, and it's called Nearby Naturals is the business. Bond on count one is 7,500, bond on count two is 150, bond on count 3, 4, 5 will be 150. Those are all your cases this morning, Mr. Reynolds. Thank you. Good morning, your name?
Good morning, Edward Torton.
Oh, Mr. Hansford.
This is.
Oh, it's just out of line. Got it.
That was out of order.
Thank you. Sir, you're here in 19 CF 15448. You were arrested for second-degree murder. There's probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender to represent you. State, did you want to be heard with respect to bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Again, given the nature of the offense, the facts in the sworn affidavit, the forensics at the scene, and the statements that were given, the state is going to argue that the facts in the sworn affidavit give rise to the proof evident presumption great burden, and the state is going to argue that the defendant be held at no bond.
Ms. Haley?
Yes, Your Honor. It is my stance here, just based within the four corners of the affidavit, that Mr. Tohorton's testimony, along with his co-defendant, provided a defense, a self-defense, and it is our position that there's no legal sufficient evidence to contradict that defense. I believe that Mr. Tohorton is entitled to bond, and I would ask that you consider also his lack of criminal history when setting the bond.
I find that there is proof evident or presumption, great. I'm gonna, state Mr. Thornton's bond at none. Sir, you're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. You are not to have any contact with your co-defendant or any witnesses in this matter. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Francis Hansford.
Mr. Hansford, you're here in 19 CO 1118. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. Did you want a lawyer to help you with your case this morning, sir?
I would like to just resolve it if we can.
Okay. State, did you have an offer for Mr. Hansford?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's offering adjudication of guilt, credit time serving court costs.
Did you want to accept the offer, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sign the plea form, please. Mr. Hansford, did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving up?
No, ma'am.
Are you on probation?
No, I'm not.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right, I'll accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You've got credit for 2 days' time served. You do have to pay court costs. Those are due by November 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the
Can we
judgment.
de-fix that, Your Honor? I have no way to pay it.
I do not, I cannot
Okay.
put it into a judgment.
Okay.
I've given you a year to pay them.
All right. I mean, I can do my best, that's all.
Well, I understand, but if you can't pay, you need to just go down to the clerk's office and let them know
It's,
that you.
part of the problem is I'm from Seminole County. It's very hard for me to get here. I don't even know how I'm gonna get back. I don't have a clue where I'm at right now.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't know if you have access to a computer at a library or something like that. where you-
I'll figure it out.
Okay, all right, thank you, sir. Morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am.
You Mr. Phillips?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Phillips, this is 19 CO 1119. You were arrested for soliciting without a permit. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint, well, actually, you didn't fill out the application. Did you want a lawyer to help you with your case this morning, sir?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay. Is there an offer for Mr. Phillips?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer is an adjudication of guilt with 5 days with credit time served and court costs.
Okay. I don't understand his face sheet. He has an active community service. Oh, okay. All right. You said that was time served, Ms. Watson? I'm sorry.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Phillips, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes, Your Honor. What was it?
Time served.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I not hear you?
It was 5 days with credit time served, so the time served would be for the 2 days, credit time served.
Oh, okay. Mr. Phillips, do you want to plead to the bench?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Yes? Okay, sign the plea form, please.
Do she ask me, do I want to teach the bench?
Mr. Phillips, did you have any questions about anything that was on the plea form?
No, Your Honor.
All right, are you on probation?
No, I'm not, Your Honor.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, I do.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, I haven't.
All right, I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You do have to pay court costs. Those will be due by November 7th of 2020, and you have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank
sir.
you, Your Honor.
Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Rhymes Butler.
Ms. Butler, this is 19 MM 9024. You were arrested for battery. If there's probable cause, I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, ma'am. You're not to have any contact with James Cortez. You're not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Ma'am, you're not to possess or consume any alcohol or controlled substances. Your bond is $500, ma'am. Thank you. Sir, good morning. Your name?
David Grigsby.
Sir, you're here in 19MM 713. You were arrested for trespassing. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public, actually, you didn't fill out the application. Do you want a lawyer to help you with your case this morning?
No, I'm just gonna go ahead and please, sir, excuse me, it's my first time, and, I didn't even, I thought, I didn't really
All right.
need,
Ms. Watson, did you have an offer for Mr. Grigsby?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer will get adjudication and give with credit time served, no return to scene and court costs.
Did you want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, sir, sign the plea form, please.
so that means I'm going home?
That's right. Did you read the plea form before you signed it?
Oh, yes, ma'am,
Do you
I'm
have-
okay.
Do you have any questions about anything that was on the form?
No, just thank you, I'm glad to be going home.
Okay, sir. Are you on probation?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, sir.
Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am. I wasn't even drinking yesterday or the day before or anything.
Okay. I will accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs. Those are due by November 7th of 2020, and you can't go back to the racetrack at 609 Lee Road.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir. Good morning, your name?
Herlan Soto.
Sir, you were here in 19MM 9031. You were arrested for petty theft of $100 or more and assault.
Yes, ma'am.
There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir. You also have 19MM 9032, you were arrested for petty theft. There's probable cause for that offense. You're not allowed to return to the target. You're also not allowed to return to Fratello's.
Yeah.
You can't have any contact with Greg Ewing as well. You're also not to possess any weapons or any firearms. Bond on 19MM 9032, we set at $100. Bond on 19MM 9031, bond at count 1 is $500, bond on count 2 is $100. And I'm revoking your pretrial release in 19 CF 14706. Bond will be set at none. Ma'am, good morning. Your name? Ma'am?
Jamia Zelaya.
What is it?
Jamia Zelaya.
Ms. Zelaya, this is 19MM 9023. You were arrested for trespass on property after warning. There's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. Was there an offer for Ms. Zelaya?
Yes, Your Honor, the offer will be an adjudication of guilt, credit time served, no return to scene, and court costs.
Wait,
Your Honor, Ms. Delia would like to accept the offer. Plead no contest.
no.
Your Honor, just one moment, I'm sorry. Ms. Delia does not want to take the offer.
Okay. So ma'am, your bond is $500. You may not return to 4117 South Cimarron Boulevard. Do you understand? Good morning. Your name?
John Thomas Jenner.
Mr. Jenner, you're here for an out-of-county warrant from Polk County related to a violation of probation for possession of methamphetamine. Your bond is set at none, sir. Polk County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mrs. here, Ms. TLT, the Lake County Guard.
Okay. So he's gone.
Ryan Hendricks is medical.
That's, Brian Hendrick is an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County. His bond is $3,000 on each count. I'm not gonna take any action on his, out on bond case.
What was that, Your Honor? You just say?
Mr. Hendricks, Brian Hendricks?
Okay.
Ma'am, your name?
Louis Thomas.
Ma'am, you are here for an out-of-county warrant from Seminole County for a failure to appear for sentence review on a driving while license suspended. Your bond, ma'am, is $5,000. If you can't post that bond, Seminole County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there. And then I'm not gonna do anything with the notice to appear case.
Could I ask what date this was for?
That you failed to appear?
Yes.
In Seminole County?
Yes.
I don't know if I can tell. Is there any way to see that, Jenny? Do we know? I don't see it on the warrant. When you get to Seminole County, does she have two separate cases?
One out of county fix, and then she was out on PTD for the fix.
CTV for what?
Petty theft.
Right, but I have a driving while license suspended, 1473, and 139. So it looks like you have 2 driving while license suspended cases in Seminole County. The bonds are different though. So there's a $2,500 bond, and then there's a $5,000 bond. And the court case numbers are different too. No, they're not, they're the same, but the bonds are, or no, they are different. There's 191473 and then 193972. You don't have it? Oh, it's a different person that's clipped. Oh, it's all stapled together. I'm sorry, Ms. Thomas. There's some paperwork that's connected to your paperwork that's not yours.
Okay.
Just gonna take it off. So you do only have the one case. The bond is $3,000, and you have the, and it doesn't tell me what day you failed to appear. So when you get to Seminole County, the judge will have the actual caveats, and it will be, he'll be able to tell you.
Okay, if I get bonded out, would I have to set a court date, like another, like if I leave from
don't know if they give an
here?
out-of-county court date or not. So what you'll have to do is as soon as you get, if you bond out and you get released, I would contact your lawyer who's helping you.
I don't have a lawyer.
You don't have a public defender or
I
an attorney?
didn't think I needed one, no.
Okay, then I would go down to the courthouse and I would go to the clerk's office and see when your court date's gonna be.
Okay.
Okay?
Your Honor, just for clarification, you said her bond was 3,000?
5,000.
5,000.
Oh. 5, okay.
Your name?
Robert Nelson, ma'am.
How about Yusuf Erkan? Yosef Erkan? He's an out of county. He was the one that was stapled. It is 190-32217. Bonded. And you're Mr. Nielsen?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. Nielsen, this is 19 CF 15368. You were arrested for threatening a public servant and loitering or prowling. There's probable cause for the offenses. The public defender is appointed. Bond is gonna be 1,000 on count 1, 100 on count 2. Mr. Nielsen, do you want to resolve your county ordinance case today?
Yes, please.
Okay, and then you'll just have, you have the other trespassing on the construction site pending as well.
Okay.
Okay, but do you want to take care of the open, or,
Yes.
okay, so the soliciting? I'll need you to sign the plea form, please.
Okay.
Jenny, how many days does he have? Oh, thank you. Looks like 1, maybe 2. Mr. Nielsen, did you sign the plea form, sir, before, or did you read it before you signed it?
Yes.
Did you have any questions about any of the rights that you're giving?
No.
Are you on probation?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen that this plea will subject you to deportation?
No. Oh, yes, I know.
You understand? Okay. Have you taken any drugs, alcohol, or medication that would affect your ability to understand what's happening in court today?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm going to accept your plea, adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days in the Orange County Jail. You have credit for 2 days' time served. You will have to pay court costs. Those are due by November 7th of 2020. You have 30 days to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court in writing.
And Your Honor, which case was
This is 19 CO 1022. So that case is no longer pending, sir. And then on the new case that you have, you are not to return to Corner King. I don't think I said that. And you can't have any contact with Richard Shyman.
Good.
All right? Oh, I'm not taking any action on his out-on-bond case. All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Watson, just let me know when you're ready.
State's ready to proceed, Your Honor.
State's ready. Nineteen CF 10607. Kevin Aldolfi.
Yes, Your Honor, on November 6, 2019, a notice of non-filing was filed.
That motion is going to be denied. His bond was revoked on 10/31. And he has been in custody 8 days.
Your Honor, just for the record, we would just object for the record that that the official arrest was the time that the clock started ticking for the state to file charges.
Okay. 19 CF 10608, Kevin Adolphi. That's a duplicate, it looks like. Oh, no. This first one was 10607. Yeah, okay. All right, just so the record's clear, this is 19 CF 10607, Kevin Odolphi. Would be the same. His bond was revoked on 10/31. Today is the 8th day since revocation. And I think that's in line with the Keone's case in 5D 19-3181. And then in 19 CF 10608, it's been 8 days since the revocation. That will be denied.
Your Honor, we will put the same objection on record.
Okay, noted. Good afternoon, I'm Judge Amy Carter. This is Courtroom 1, Session 2. Could I have the attorneys place their appearances on the record, please?
Lakeisha Halen, Office of the Public Defender.
Takira Watson on behalf of the state.
Thank you. Good afternoon, your name?
Good afternoon, how you doing? Franklin Mejia.
Sir, this is 19 CF 15490. You were arrested for fleeing and attempting to elude. There's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. Your bond is $2,500.
2,500?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you. Ma'am, good morning. Your name?
Charlene Davis.
Ms. Davis, this is 19 CF 548. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause habeas. The state has filed a one-count information, ma'am, charging you with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to possess any weapons or any firearms. You're not to have any contact with the alleged victim. And your bond is going to be $2,500. You're welcome, ma'am. Sir, good afternoon. Your name?
Squire Davis.
Mr. Davis, you're here in 18 CF 16757. It's alleged that you violated your probation by absconding from probation, by violating the law with new law offenses of providing false identification to law enforcement on October 5th of this year, possession of cannabis less than 20 grams, failure to pay your court costs, failure to pay your cost of supervision, and changing your residence without permission. It also alleges that you used marijuana as evidenced by a drug test, and you failed to complete the anger management program. Your bond, sir, is set at none. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you. You will see Judge Whitehead in the next 7 to 10 days. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Mr. Davis he informed me that he have court today at 1 p.m. Is there any way I can confirm, you can confirm that so maybe we could?
On another case?
Yeah, but it's the open container and the marijuana. I was supposed to be at court today at 1 o'clock
Okay.
downtown.
So, Ms. Hanley, I would, are you represented by the public defender on that case?
Yes.
Okay, so Ms. Hanley, I'm gonna try to find. At the 1 o'clock? In front of me. Where is it at?
Downtown on the 4th floor.
Okay. Does it say who it's in front of? What does it say? I do, 19 MO 1692. Maybe Ms. Fowler, you can get in touch. It doesn't say the judicial officer that's gonna be holding that hearing. I can't tell by this. It just shows me the rotation. But maybe you can email your office and let the attorneys know who are covering arraignments, downtown arraignments in 4D, that Mr. Davis is here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you want me to tell you the case number again?
I have it.
You have it, okay.
19 MO 1692.
Yeah.
Figueroa Molina, bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Larry Horn.
Mr. Horn, this is 19 CF 15486. You were arrested for possession of a controlled substance and possession of a prescription drug without a prescription. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you.
I think it's the same charge because it was just one.
It's the same substance, but it's 2 different charges. I'm going to set your bond at 500 on count 1, and I'm going to ROR you on count 2.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning. Your name?
Ryan Hunley.
Mr. Hunley, this is 19 CF 15465. You were arrested pursuant to a probable cause warrant for the offenses of dealing in stolen property, providing false ownership to a pawnbroker, and petty theft. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. You are not to have any contact with the witnesses or victims. You can't return to 1071 West Fairbanks Road or Cash America Pawn.
Yes, ma'am. I have a question.
Give me 1 second. I'm gonna set your bond at $5,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2, and 150 on count 3.
Thank you.
Did you have another question?
I was just, that's all I was gonna ask a little bit.
Reduction?
Yes, ma'am. I have medical condition that I need medication that I have to take every day, and this day too that I haven't been able to take it. So I would like to try to get out as soon as possible so I can get my medication.
Okay.
I'm not getting anywhere with the medical staff here.
All right, sir. Thank you. Good morning, sir. Your name?
Stephen Lee Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, this is 19 CF 15483. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender to represent you, and I'm going to place you on pretrial release at this time, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir. Your name?
Yes, Charles McLean.
Mr. McLean, this is 19 CF 15485. You were arrested for possession of cocaine with intent to sell or deliver and resisting officer without violence.
Yeah, Honor, excuse me. I have a probable cause challenge to count one.
Okay, go ahead.
Just based on the affidavit, the officer stated that the intent aspect of the charge was based on the weight of the cocaine found. There was no other evidence to show intent. It's my belief that the affidavit only rises to the level of a simple possession charge.
State.
The state would argue that, according to the sworn affidavit by the officer, that the amount of cocaine that was possessed by the defendant is not typical for a user. In addition, the defendant did not have any paraphernalia that would indicate that the cocaine was for personal use, so the state would argue that there is probable cause that there was intent to sell.
I do think that there's sufficient facts in the affidavit that a reasonable person would conclude that this crime had been committed. It's a standard less than a reasonable doubt. So there is probable cause. I'll take that into consideration, Ms. Haling, when setting his bond. And this set bond on count one at $2,500, bond on count two will be $100. I'm going to revoke the bond in 18 CF 12740, and I'm going to reset it at $4,000. Thank you, sir. Did Mr. Miller bond?
Who was that, Your Honor?
Mr. Miller?
This is Mr. Miller.
Oh, good afternoon, sir. Tyrone Miller?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, this is 18 CF 14777. It's alleged that you have violated your probation, sir, by not paying your cost of supervision, by changing your residence without getting permission, or you went on a Caribbean cruise, and that you have failed to make your court costs. Your bond, sir, is $2,500. Thank you, sir. Sir, good morning. Your name?
Victor Gonzalez.
Sir, this is 19 CF 15482. You were arrested for petty theft with 2 prior convictions and resisting officer without violence. There is probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender. You're not to return to Walmart at 11250 East Colonial Drive. Your bond on count 1 is $1,000. Your bond on count 2 is going to be $100.
Okay.
I'm going to revoke the bond in 19 CF 77300. That will be reset at $2,500. Good afternoon, your name?
Jocelyn Villat.
Ms. Flott, this is 19 CF 15487. You were arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. I don't find probable cause for grand theft of a motor vehicle as defined in 316.003. There is no amount of the scooter alleged in the affidavit. State, did you want to make a request?
Yes, Your Honor, State will request an additional 24 hours to speak with the officer.
Okay. I'm gonna grant that request. Bond will remain at $1,000. And at this time, I'm not gonna take any action on the out on bond case. I'll revisit that tomorrow. Then I'm not gonna take any action on it. Good morning, your name?
Matthew John Maskell.
Mr. Guzman Bond? You're Mr. Maskell?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you were arrested in 19 CT 8147 for driving under the influence. There's probable cause. Were you gonna hire a lawyer, sir?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, at this time, I'm gonna place you on pretrial release. You're gonna wanna hire a lawyer before your next court date,
Okay.
okay? Thank you, sir.
Okay. What is pretrial release? I don't know what that is.
All right, so you won't have to post any money to get out of the jail, but you're gonna be supervised by the pretrial release office,
Okay.
kinda like probation until your case goes through the court system.
Okay. Oh, so I think my mom and my wife bonded me.
Did they already pay his bond? Oh.
Oh,
okay.
not yet?
Nope.
Oh, so they're just gonna release me then like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Henry Singleton.
Yes, Mr. Singleton, you're here for an out-of-county warrant out of Citrus County related to petty theft and resisting officer without violence. At this time, there is no bond, sir. Citrus County is going to come pick you up and you'll see a judge when you get there.
Now, if Citrus County doesn't come and pick me up in the estimated time,
So what
Then
will
what?
happen is usually they have 72 hours, not including the weekend. So probably I'd look for them around Monday because today's Thursday, because they don't come on the weekend. So if they're not here, right? What? Oh, and Monday's a holiday. So they're not gonna come on Monday. I'd look for Tuesday. If they don't come, then they'll bring you back to court to see me and I'll see what communications they've had with Citrus County and what their plan is at that time.
see, this is kind of like not like a really complicated issue for me, but I just got out of prison.
Okay.
And when I got out of prison and I went to the sheriff's office here in Orlando,
Yeah,
they told me when I was registering this wasn't going to be a problem. And then here I am a month later and I get arrested for this warrant that I was told that wasn't going to be a problem to me by the sheriff's office. I was told this by my classifications officer in prison.
okay.
And I was told this by the county itself when I sent them 15 legal motions from prison to come and handle this with me.
Sir, I understand what you're saying. I don't have enough information about what you're trying to explain to me, so I don't have any of that paperwork in front of me. And I also don't have any jurisdiction over the Citrus County warrant. So you're gonna have to talk to the judge about it in Citrus County. All right? I'm sorry I can't help you. All right, then we will be in recess.